Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I did this look over the weekend and I really liked how it turned out, but I didn't film it then. So because I didn't film it, I decided to film it for you guys. I did like the easiest eye look that you could ever do, and I thought it would be beginner friendly and stuff like that. Also, I have a few changes to the way I do my makeup routine, so I thought it would be nice to share with you guys. I love how the whole nude natural type of makeup looks like, so basically that's what we're gonna be doing for this video. I hope you guys are excited, because I am, and let's just go right into this tutorial. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start out by using this Vaseline Intensive Care Dry Skin Repair Lotion as a moisturizer and also as a primer, because it has that tacky feel after you apply it. Next, I'm going to go with this DIY color corrector that I did a while back and use it as a color corrector around where I have a hyperpigmentation around my face, and just apply that using my finger. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it with a CoverGirl translucent powder in medium. It's in number 115 from the drugstore, and set the color corrector on my face. Alright, so for the part that I told you guys I do my makeup a little bit differently nowadays, one of the reasons is because I have this light area right under the cheekbones. I think it's called birthmark, right? If it's, I don't know. But there's this area where, you know, when you contour, you kind of want it to be darker, shadowy, to kind of give you that chiseled cheekbones. But what I've noticed is when I apply my bronzer and contour products, you know, after the whole foundation and things like that, it's still a little underpigmented. It doesn't look the same as the other side because of this underpigmented area. So what I started doing is adding this dark brown shade from the Morphe Warm Pro Definition palette and use that prior to applying my foundation. By doing this, I've seen a difference on the whole look of the makeup on the contour section. Next, I'm going to take my damp Real Technique sponge. I just wanted to show you guys the difference, if you guys haven't used this sponge particularly yet, how I kind of soak it and kind of squeeze out the water to kind of make it damp to help me apply my foundation. Just want to show you guys, you know, that. Anyways, so I just use my damp Real Technique sponge and apply my Maybeline Fit Me foundation all over my face. For my concealer, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer. I believe this one is Fawn. And apply that the normal areas where I usually apply, and also I'm priming my eye at the same time, just to kind of save time a little bit here. And then I go ahead and blend it out using the tip of the Real Technique sponge. Sometimes I like to use my finger to do this, but the Real Technique sponge works just as good too. To set the concealer, I go ahead and use my translucent powder again for underneath the eyes. And the brush that I'm using, I love this brush by the way. I think I've said this before, but in case I haven't said it before, it's this tapered brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I love this brush. Alright, so to set the rest of the area, like around the mouth, because I do get that smile line, and also my forehead area, I just use my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder in number 330 and set it using a large fluffy brush, also from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Next, I'm using the NYX Matte Bronzer in Dark Tan to bronze up the perimeters of my face. But I needed a little bit more something to kind of help me, you know, lift up the cheekbones, you know what I mean? So I'm going back with the Morphe Warm Pro Definition palette and using that same shade that I used at the beginning and kind of going back around the same area. And also I'm using that same shade to kind of snatch up the nose as well. And the other thing that I changed with my makeup routine, I guess technique-wise, is using this smaller brush. It's kind of fluffy, but it kind of has a flatter side to it. So I use that to kind of give me that nose contour. For my eyebrows, it's pretty much the same routine. I just use a really old, really old mascara wand to kind of brush them in place and also blend the streaks. And then to fill it in, I just use the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in Pretty in Mink. For today's look, I'm not going to carve out underneath the eyebrows and just leave it as is. And that's pretty much it for the eyebrows. Moving on to the eyes. As I told you guys in the intro, it's really easy, honestly. I just used a crease color from the Juvia Place, the Nubian palette, with a large fluffy brush from Amazon. And then I'm going to go back to the same palette and use this gorgeous gold eyeshadow and apply that all over the lid, just using my finger, kind of freestyling it really. And that's really it for the eyeshadow part. For my lashes, I went with the eBay really natural looking lashes. And I just used that with the Ardell Duo eyelash glue and apply that on my eyelid. Once it's nice and tacky, it's easier to apply on top. And I always try to make sure it blends with my lashes, you know, as much as possible. I kind of hate that gap in between. It's kind of my pet peeve, you know. Sorry guys for the rant. Anyways, for my blush, I'm taking Bori from the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place and using that as my blush. Also, another thing that I started doing, I usually used to use Zobo before. I still do, but I'm using Bori. And then I set my whole face with Fix Plus, you know, to set all the powder and things like that and to kind of melt everything together. Moving on to the lips, I lined them with the Jordana lip liner that's called Kole. I lined it all over and I went with Bare It's All, a lipstick from Wet n Wild Cosmetics. And then I wanted that glossy look on top. So I went with the NYC Big Bold Large Latte, extra large latte gloss on top of it. I added just a little bit and finished off the lips like that. For my highlights, this is easily becoming one of my favorites. Is one of my favorites currently and consistently. And it is Daya from the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. It's an eyeshadow, but because the shimmers are so fine, I use it as my highlight. And that's pretty much what I use as my highlight for all over my face. I used a fan brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Of course, I did a little bit of DIY on it to kind of change up the look a little bit. And I blended the highlight as I'm applying it. That's pretty much it. Well, I can't see that's pretty much it. It took a while, but you know what I mean. I love how it looks so effortless and almost natural looking. You know what I mean? No makeup type of look. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts on this look. And also don't forget to give me a thumbs up, you know, if you guys liked this video. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.